Welcome back. I'm the Watch King. On this video, we're going over my personal favorite stone dial day date, and we're going to be talking about how special it is and why is it so expensive. Without further ado, let's hop straight into it. Flipping ourselves around, we cannot talk about the watch or the jewelry before we talk about Lapis Lazuli itself. Now, Lapis Lazuli is an interesting gemstone because it has tons of different minerals inside, very much like the granite family, right? So we have lazulite, that is the blue factor, that is majority of what it is, but you also have some other mixtures, and I find it very funny that oftentimes there's sodalite inside lapis, because Rolex also makes a sodalite dial, which is not as nice and personally as lapis. So these are some loose gemstones of lapis that you would be able to find out there, right? Now, that is not why this watch is as expensive as it is, and we'll get to that later. So we're going to jump into the jewelry. It's been used in jewelry for thousands of years. This example is on a gold necklace here, and you have coral with lapis balls next to it, little, like, yeah, they're cut into like cabochons there. So very, very nice. I like that look. It's very old-fashioned, but very cool too. And then we have the ring, which I like even way better. Even a man could wear this as a pinky ring, or a woman can wear it as her ring. Very nice. And this is a lot clearer. It doesn't come off it in the camera as well as it does in person. When you see lapis in person, it's just such a beautiful, really nice. And it's a smooth, very smooth gemstone also. And this one's with diamonds. So going into the watch, right? Now, this is the day date. The most iconic watch that Rolex has ever made. I'm going to say that over the Daytona, right? Not most desirable, most iconic. Everybody knows the presidential Rolex with the, presidential bracelet. That's what they call the bracelet, and the day date watch. Now, this watch is made for a very long time, and for a very limited amount of time, they did different dials, right? So they have malachite out there, they have onyx, and a bunch of other ones. They have tiger's eye and tons of others. Personally, this is my favorite, and I'm very excited to not only have it, but have it in stock in my shop and show it to you, because this is one of the coolest watches, I think, out there in the vintage market, right? Because the value is not just in the stones. You're taking the rarest, or the most hype, not the rarest, but the most collectible brand, right? The best marketed brand in the world. And you're adding a natural gemstone, right? And it's funny because these watches originally, they didn't sell. So the personal story about this watch is in the, when these came out, right? These came out the 70s, the 80s, 70s. This one was on an 18038 originally. The customer came into the shop, and I know this story from the original owner, and he wanted to buy an 18038, but he did not like this dial, right? So at the time, the official dealer had a watchmaker, and they had other dials in stock. Back then, you can trade dials, no problem. So he got a regular dial in. Now, the official dealer had this dial in stock for a very long time, and I believe in the early 2000s, late 90s, I forgot what year exactly he said, he went in there, bought a 18238, which is this model, the double quick set, and asked, and as you can see, he really knew his stuff, this collector, but asked for a lapis dial, like the official dealer knew, and they said, okay, we have one in the back, put it into this watch, and he even did the detail of, you see how there's no lume on the hands to damage the lapis. Originally, this one came, it's T Swiss on the bottom. So there would be tritium on the hands, but it is not. So that's how much this collector knew. And that's why it is in such good shape. You have no cracks. The dial is perfect. And very rare to see, right? So another thing, what makes this expensive, right? Adding on to the collectability, right, of the rarity is the way they made it. So they cut a very thin layer of lapis. It's a very, very thin layer. Then they put it on a brass plate of the dial, and then, or the bottom, so it has sticks to go in, into the dial feet, into the watch. And talk about failure. I could not imagine how many failures before they got a perfect dial like this. And every single one's a piece unique. So it's one of the only ways to get a Rolex as a piece unique out there. So that even adds more to it. But the dial is so stunning and so amazing. You just really don't get this with any other gemstone, even the other ones out there. So let me know, what do you think about it? Do you think the justify the hype out there? I definitely do. I don't think it's hype. I just think it knows its market. If this watch was 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, which it possibly could be in the future, you know, trends always change. This would definitely, I could see it selling for that Paul Newman territory. And it's funny that when this dial was not desirable, this one was, right? Now, this is a string dial with baguettes, still desirable because it's rare, it's all factory. This one, I just put it on, came back from the bank, that's why it's not running. So that is the right here, these two. So it's funny how this one I would choose all day over the string dial, but the string dial is just gorgeous also, right? But as you can see, it's just a regular dial with gemstones. It's not specially cut and all that like this, right? Cut from literally from the earth. They had to cut a gemstone. So let me know your opinions. I got to run these back to the bank before my insurance company kills me. So I will definitely see you in the next one. If you're interested in this, or let's say this date or any other vintage watch, you could definitely email me down below. I would love to chat with you. And then if you're looking for vintage watches, there's definitely links down below. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will definitely catch you in the next one.